Welcome back to Real Shift. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of reviewing movies or talking about movies or ranking movies, whatever the case may be, I'm going to introduce everyone to my other passion, and that is collecting. I am a collector of movie-related things, memorabilia, stuff like that. VHSs, obviously, as you can see here. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you see the VHS display behind me as I speak. That's mostly stuff that I had since I was a young kid, but I lost a lot of them somehow or some way, and so I've been kind of on the lookout, on the hunt for more, and I'm trying to get my collection back up again and just building my display behind me. So yeah, in addition to movie stuff, I am also a huge collector of Batman stuff, so that is something that I haven't really shown anyone on the channel yet, but I probably will. I'll probably make a video of my whole collection of Batman stuff at some point. But right now, I'm just going to show you my most recent stuff. This is a most recent haul that I got from a combination of yard sales, antique shops, and estate sales, stuff like that. None of it was anything expensive or anything like that. It's just kind of just bargain shopping, thrill of the hunt type stuff. But all right, to start off, I'm going to show you, these are my most recent VHSs that I got this past weekend. All of them I didn't have, or I had them all at one time, but like I said, I lost them all. But yes, I got the original Die Hard, Die Hard with a Vengeance, the original Lethal Weapon, two great Christmas movies right there, if you ask me. Beverly Hills Cop 2, and Rocky 3, which Rocky 3 is my favorite Rocky, if you didn't know that. I don't know if I've ever covered that on the channel, but it is my favorite Rocky to date. So, moving on from that, and this is going to be, as I said, memorabilia and action figures, but the other thing that I got that was movie related, and the only other non-Batman thing I got, was this NECA Terminator action figure. He didn't come with any of the accessories or anything, but he was at such a cheap price that I had to get him, because if anyone who knows action figure knows NECAs don't come cheap. So whenever I happen to see one randomly, I will usually pick it up. Like I said, he doesn't have any of his accessories or anything, but he is very detailed, very cool looking figure. So yeah, I definitely had to pick him up. It's from Terminator 1 also, which is, I feel like, a little bit more harder to come by than, say, Terminator 2 type stuff. So that's yeah, that's pretty much all I got as far as random movie stuff. The rest of this is going to be stuff that I'm adding to my Batman collection. And the first thing I'm going to show you is a very tall, possibly 15-inch figure, I believe, of the Christian Bale Batman. This is something that I've taken a recent interest in, and that's buying very large, very tall figures. It's Batman figures specifically. And I already had a Ben Affleck one, I already have a Michael Keaton one, and I was kind of on the lookout for something Christian Bale related, and I happened to stumble upon this one, and once again, he was a pretty cheap price, so I took it upon myself to get him. These type of figures usually don't have much in the way of detail or articulation, but they're just cool to look at, in my opinion. It's just gotten to the point now where I just kind of wanted one from every movie, basically, and that's why I picked him up. And I think he looks pretty cool. He's got, like I said, he's got an actual cloth cape. The detail actually isn't that bad, considering it's not really made for that sort of thing. It's clearly a toy that's made for playing rather than displaying, but I think he still looks cool. So yeah, I picked him up. Next, I have something that's I was kind of taking a shot on, because I have a Batman display figure, doll, whatever you want to call it. This is more of a doll, actually, I guess I'd say. But I have a Batman, an old Batman one. I think it's from 1988 as far as I'm able to tell. But I saw this Joker, and here he is here on a stand in one of the antique shops I went to, and he looked like he went with the Batman that I already had, and I wasn't really sure if he did or not, but I took a shot, and it turns out that he does. Yes, I believe these are from 1988. They are made by Hamilton Gifts. It's a DC toy. They actually have a Robin, a Superman, and a Wonder Woman too, I believe. Sometimes when you're collecting stuff, you kind of get in too deep and you start to realize that once you got one or two things of something, then you kind of want the rest of the series. That's kind of the double-edged sword of collecting, I guess you could say, is that once you get in, then you're in too deep, and then you feel like you have to get everything. So I might be getting more of them, at least the Robin one and maybe the Superman one as well. I don't know about the Wonder Woman. I've actually seen the Robin and Superman one out in the wild, but didn't know at the time that they were part of this set. I probably would have got them otherwise. So moving on from that, we have two kind of plush things that I found from Batman the Animated Series. Actually, it's from the new Batman the Animated Series, so it's the second incarnation of it, but I have the Penguin and Two-Face. I usually don't buy plush type figures, but these I had never seen before. I think they're pretty cool. They were a bit dingy and still are. You can kind of see stains on them a little bit. They're, the actual plastic pieces, like their heads are made of plastic, they were actually really dirty, and I was able to clean those up. The fabric I can't really do too much about, but I just thought they were kind of unique, kind of cool. Never saw them before. So yeah, I picked those up as well. Oops, sorry. So yeah, that's something that I might consider getting more of in the future as well, but we'll see. I haven't really seen them out in the wild too much either. The next thing I got is a Mad Hatter from Batman the Animated Series. I didn't have a lot of Batman the Animated Series growing up, unfortunately. I'm a huge fan of the show. Like, it was pretty much the thing that hooked me on Batman, got me interested in Batman, I think. I think that's like a major part of why I like Batman so much. So I'm kind of in the process of building my collection of the original figures up. I know they make newer versions from DC Essentials and stuff like that, but I'm more kind of interested in the actual classic ones that were made in the 90s. And I found the Mad Hatter. He was like $1. Like, it was, and I always liked Mad Hatter too. I think he's kind of an underrated villain, to be quite honest. But that was something that I was excited to find as well. The other major influence on me as a Batman fan was, of course, Batman '89. And I actually had this figure at one time, but through the course of everything, I guess he got lost or misplaced or whatever, moving from house to house. It happens. But this is the original Toy Biz Joker from Batman '89. He actually didn't have the hat when I purchased him. I had the hat from my original figure, but I didn't have the figure, so I put the hat on him. He looks pretty good. His legs are a little bit bent, I guess you could say. I'm going to have to do some work on that, probably try to straighten him back out. But I'm all about the Batman '89, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and even Batman and Robin figures. I think they're pretty cool. I now have all the villains from the movies except for the Penguin and Catwoman from Returns, so they're two that I'm looking out for. But I was pretty happy to get this Joker right here. This was one of my favorites growing up, and I was kind of sad that I lost him. But since I was able to find him again, I think that's pretty awesome. Next on my list is something a little bit more modern. It's the Batmobile from, I believe it's Batman vs. Superman, because it has a date of 2015 on it, which was the year before it was released. So I actually got something very similar to this just a couple weekends before that was actually from the Justice League movie, and it had like this big cannon right here. And but I saw this one and I wasn't going to get it because the other one's almost the same other than the cannon, but it was like $3 and I was like, that's worth it to me. And BVS, if you know anything about me, BVS is one of my favorite Batman movies, so I thought it was necessary to get this for sure. I think it's pretty cool looking, to be honest. As you can see, it opens up everything. Yeah, so definitely had to pick that up for sure. Moving on from that, I got a couple packs of vintage cards here. One's from Batman Returns, as you can see, and the other from, it looks like Superman the Animated Series, although it doesn't really say that on there. I guess that logo would signify that, but it's clearly that design. So yeah, I always liked old trading cards too, so I thought they were pretty cool as well. So I definitely wanted to pick those up. As far as other cards go, I did get a couple of packs of, they were like in these card holders, and basically they are all from Batman 89. Very cool. I'm obviously a big fan of this movie. It's one of my biggest Batman influences for sure. And with the news of Keaton coming back, my interest in Batman 89 has been renewed basically. And here's the other one here. One has yellow around it, one has white around it. I don't really know what the difference is, but these were like $1 each or something like that. It's just scenes from the movie. This was like typical for movies back in the day to have cards that come out to go with it like that. But that was a nice, pretty cool pickup that I found. This is the other thing that I found. These were stickers from Batman and Robin. Obviously not the best movie in the world, but anything retro like this I think is pretty cool. I think this right here looks cooler than anything that was really in the movie, to be quite honest. But yeah, that's really cool. And then I got this one too, and why I thought this was actually even cooler was it's actually Batman and Robin, but it's done in the style of the animated series. So each of the characters are drawn in a way of the animated series, and I thought that was pretty interesting and unique. And I had never seen these before, so I definitely decided to pick those up. I thought that was pretty cool. The next thing I'm going to show you, this is a graphic novel. Obviously one of the most popular graphic novels, but it's The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller, of course. Classic Batman story. I thought I had it already. I know I've read it before, obviously, but for some reason I didn't, and so I'm glad I picked it up. It was, again, like $2 or $3. Like, I found this booth with a bunch of Batman stuff, and the guy, I think, was closing up or going out of business, but it was just, yeah, right place, right time kind of thing. Yeah, look at that artwork. It's nice. Yeah, so I had to pick this up for sure. Definitely add it to my graphic novel collection because it's a classic. Like I said, I thought I had it, but I didn't. It turned out. So, and the last thing I'm going to show you is this here. This is a Batman 89 official book of the movie. This is, I thought this was, it's kind of a retelling of the story in the movie, but it's done in a kind of different way. It's almost a making of the movie in the same, while also telling the story within the movie itself, which I thought was kind of interesting. I never really seen before, because as you can see, it has like stuff about Batman's origins and stuff like that, when Bob Kane created him, all that, and Bill Finger. But I thought it was pretty cool how it has a little bit of history while also covering the movie as well. And just to think about this movie and how far we've come from it. But I think a lot of comic book movies wouldn't exist without this movie, to be quite honest. I mean, it was so huge, it was so iconic when it came out, and it still is to this day. I mean, a lot of people still consider this to be their favorite Batman movie, and for Michael Keaton to be their favorite Batman. And so I pick up pretty much anything that's Batman 89 related, to be quite honest, because it's just so iconic. And I just love the design of everything too. Like, everything that they put out for Batman 89 was just, from the packaging to how it was actually constructed, everything. It just, everything looks so cool and retro. So it's something that I always pick up if I find it. So that is my that was my haul for this week. I'll probably do more of these if you guys are interested. And like I said, I would like to do a video at some point of my entire collection, both of my Batman collection and of my movie collection and movie memorabilia. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'll base it off of the reaction to this video. But that is my haul for this week. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching, and peace out.